Welcome to cooking cheap, easy, and tasty meals. Today we're going to make apple cinnamon oatmeal cookies. I've got a cup and a quarter of all-purpose flour. I've got a cup and a quarter of oatmeal. I'm going to mix those together. And to them I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, not baking powder, and about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to mix all those together and then put them aside while I get the wet ingredients ready. But first I got to mix it all together, make sure that the oatmeal and the flour and the spices are all mixed together. All right, that looks good. We're going to cream together the butter, the brown sugar, if your butter's not ready, put your whole bowl in the microwave for about 15 seconds, and that'll get it to the point where you can cream the butter. Now, the next thing I'm going to add is a teaspoon of vanilla. I like vanilla, so I probably put a little more than a teaspoon in here. I put probably 1.5 teaspoons, but I just think it adds to the flavor. And finally, we're going to put an egg in it. And finish creaming them together. Okay, so that looks ready. Our next step is to put the apples, which have been soaking in a little bit of lemon juice to keep them from browning. And then a little bit. And we're going to add the flour and oatmeal mixture about 1/3 at a time. The idea here is you just want to get everything mixed in. You don't want to overmix this. Now I'm going to scrape out the beaters. And finish mixing this by hand. It should be fine. I just want to scrape down the sides, but it looks like it's mixed well. Okay, I covered it with saran wrap. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for about 1/2 hour to let it cool. Okay, it's been about 1/2 hour. The cookies should be set, so I'm going to lay out some cookies and cook them. I think these will spread a little bit, so I'm trying to be a little bit aware of the size. I'm not at all sure how much they'll spread, though. We'll find out. They may not do much at all. In that case, the next batch I'll put closer together. But this batch is definitely going to have a little room to see how they spread. So that's 9 cookies going in the oven. We're going to let them cook for between 12 and 15 minutes and see how they do. Okay, here's the first batch. I cooked them at 375 for about 14 minutes. You need to watch based on your oven to see what you think you're going to need. So I'd get them out and let them sit for a second. Still pretty hot. Then you can take them off and put them on the cooling rack because they're going to definitely harden. They're a little soft right now, but they'll get a little bit better texture once they've cooled. You can see the apple bits in them. Usually I put butterscotch bits in, but it seemed like such an interesting idea to have apple. And I wanted to do something different than the same old cookies I usually do. I'm sending these to family for Christmas. And these should be interesting, at least. Okay, my next batch, I'm going to cook on a smaller tray. See if that makes any difference. Sometimes with a smaller tray, they cook better because you don't have as much area. We probably won't have the problem of the ones in the middle not browning. Okay, now we're going to get out the next batch, or batches, which are done on small trays to see if there's much difference. Same temperature, same time. I would say it didn't make much difference what size pan we used. Managed to get 22 cookies out of it. That's not bad. So one batch, 22 cookies. Could have made them a little smaller, could have made them a little bigger, changed the number. But they look like they will be good cookies. These apple cinnamon cookies are not too sweet, and I suspect using apple instead of candy bits, they're probably a little bit lower carb and lower sugar, but they're really good for a basic cookie. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give us a like. Thank you.